Hello everyone, welcome back to LTF1. It's 3 races late, but we finally figured out how to get our video working. And today we've got our end of season reviews for you. We've noticed in the statistics that you like our videos shorter, so we're going to keep it shorter. But we've also seen that 62% of you aren't subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, please hit that button, and we've got a lot more content coming up for you shortly. As always, I'm here with Ishan and Raj.
Hi.
Hi.
And before we get started on the season review, I think it's only right that we should maybe take a moment to say thanks to the FIA and the F1 for even being able to get a season underway, to be honest with you, because when the Australian GP got cancelled, personally, I didn't think we were going to have a season at that point, and look how far we've come since then.
So when the Australian Grand Prix was cancelled, I was really disappointed because I was looking forward to the season. But thankfully, we got it underway. Only a few months late, but thankfully in a safe manner, we got it all underway. And that was really good. What do you think, Ishan?
Yeah, at first I was a bit skeptical about, it felt like a bit of a makeshift season, but in the end, it turned out to be one of the better seasons of recent years. So, yeah, the FIA did a really good job.
And with that, let's jump into the first point. Your standout driver for the season.
Standout drivers for me this season that I've been impressed with have, obviously, as you know, George Russell. He's done a great job. I'm a big fan of his, and I was glad he got the opportunity at Mercedes. Max Verstappen, he does well every year, but I think especially this year, he's proved that he's a really good driver. He's done, as I said about George Russell, done a really good job. And I think I may have said on the last podcast that I could see him going as far as Hamilton. And I think with his consistency, he's another driver I've been really impressed by. Third driver, and probably last one, is going to be Pierre Gasly, just because I think he's had a really great season, and I think he can go far as well. And he showed it this season after being hard done by, I'd say, like Alex Albon has been in Red Bull. So
for me, it's got to be Max Verstappen, standout driver for this season. He's dragged that car above and beyond where it probably should be, and he's managed to give Bottas a run for his money. And you could read into that as Bottas not being a very great driver or Max being the best of a generation, and I'd go with the latter.
I'd definitely say Verstappen had a really good season and he did stand out, but I'd have to give it to Hamilton. To beat Schumacher's record of wins and to equal his championships, I'd definitely give it to Hamilton.
It's funny how we just automatically blank out Hamilton because we're just so used to him winning.
We just expect it. We just expect it from Hamilton. But those are your standout drivers for the season, someone that's performed across all the races we've had. But what about your individual performance? The one performance, the one lap, race, quality performance that set a driver apart for you?
I'd definitely go Perez in Saki because that was, in my opinion, the driver of the season. Coming from where he was in last place on the first lap and then winning at the end, I'd have to give it to Perez. There's been a lot of good performances. With Daniel Ricciardo's podium as well. That was a good drive. But yeah, I'd definitely go Perez.
Yeah, I have to agree with... Shut up. Keep that in.
Please leave that
in. I have to agree with Raj with the best individual performance. It's got to be Perez this year at Sakhir because, coming from last to first, it's the first time it's happened, I think. Especially in modern F1 anyway. And yeah, especially given the context the week before he DNF'd, coming so close to podium. So yeah, for me, given the context and how well he did, it has to be Perez at Sakhir for me.
I was actually going to go with Gasly's win in Monza. It seems a long time ago. It almost seems like it wasn't this season. But to be able to hold it down for those laps at the end with Sainz chasing him, it showed real composure, and for me, that was the individual performance of the season by a long shot. That, for me, also would be my best race of the season. Monza had everything. It was the first red flags we've seen in the season. It was a midfield podium, Hamilton coming back through the pack. That was the best race of the season for me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, definitely. Perez's was the best individual performance, and it was exciting to see him come through the pack all throughout that race and eventually win it. But yeah, I definitely say Monza was the most exciting race with a lot of turbulence. There's a lot of up and downs there, and Gasly held on at the end somehow.
Yeah, I'd agree. For me, it's between Sakir, because I know it's in recent memory and it was, it was memorable in so many ways, but Monza as well. Yes, between those two for me. So either way, it's always more exciting when we see a midfield podium. And yeah.
Should I even bother asking what the worst race of the season was?
No, I think we spoke about this.
Abu Dhabi or around, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Best moment of the season? Would that also be your best individual performance in race, or would you go with something else for the best moment?
For me, the best moment wasn't on the track. For the best moment for me, you're going to be expecting this, but it was George Russell getting a chance at Mercedes, because don't roll your eyes, because everyone wanted to see it. No one thought it would happen. Everyone thought Mercedes would go for the safe option. They'd go for, maybe Hulkenberg or Van Dorn, but giving it to George Russell, I think he deserved it, and it was really great to see him get the seat at Mercedes for that weekend. So that was my moment of the season. Or, in a lesser George Russell fan way, my other moment of the season would be Ocon getting that second place at, was it Sakir or Bahrain? Sakir, yeah.
Sakir. I would have to disagree with you. I think my best moment was Grosjean, finally seeing Grosjean get out of the flames and into the safety car, because that was a long time where we thought that he wasn't going to be able to get out of his car. But maybe for the rest, racing moment, Lance Stroll's pole in Istanbul, so unexpected that it took everybody by surprise, and for me, that's why it's the best moment.
I'd probably go along the lines of Grosjean as well. After that massive crash, him getting back into a car around a week later, despite him suffering all these burns, I'd say that was my best moment just to see him getting back in the car, even if he didn't drive it and didn't get to race, because it was probably his last season in F1. He probably won't be back. Yeah, seeing him get back in that car fearlessly. Yeah,
I feel like a bad person now for not saying that.
You are. So modern F1 has got a lot of criticism for being boring, not enough overtakes, nothing really exciting going on, even though we do have great races all the time. But would you say 2020 was the best season of the turbo hybrid era? Because I definitely would.
I'd probably go with the season 2 years ago, so 2018, because I think that rivalry of Hamilton and Vettel, I think it's unbeatable. Like you can't beat a rivalry like that, where you got two multiple world champions going at it. And hopefully next year, when Vettel's with Aston Martin, we might get to see that again. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, for me, a teammate rivalry like in 2016 at Mercedes, for me, was the most exciting season, apart from maybe 2020 and 2018, as Raj said. So yeah, that's my opinion. 2016.
I agree with you somewhat there. For me, 2020 is the best season, but I think 2016 and then 2017, 2018 come after that. The Rosberg-Hamilton rivalry was just something else. Who have you got for Rookie of the Year next year? We've got Mazepin, or hopefully not, Schumacher, maybe Fittipaldi, possibly Eilert, and Tsunoda confirmed.
I can see Tsunoda doing really well next year. And if you lot check our last video that we did on him, that I narrated, he's a good driver. He's a really good driver. I really rate him. But for more romantic reasons, I'd really want to see Mick Schumacher do well next year.
Don't romanticize it too much, mate.
You know what I mean.
Or you can romanticize it too much. It's up to you. Raj?
Let me romanticize it as much as I want.
To some extent, I'd agree with that. Based on sentiment, I'd want Mick Schumacher to do well. Probably not romanticize it, but we'll go with sentiment. I'd like him to do well. But yeah, I think Tsunoda will have a good season next season. That might be his breakthrough season, and hopefully the next year he can get a better seat. Hopefully, but yeah, I do think he'll do well.
I think out of all the rookies and potential rookies, it's most important for Tsunoda to have a good season. Ferrari will give Schumacher time if he needs it. Red Bull might not give that same time to Tsunoda. So based on that alone, I hope that he does get Rookie of the Year. Staying with next year, what are your 2021 predictions? We touched on this in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but apparently nobody wanted to watch that video, so we can do it again here.
In terms of 2021, I'd definitely love to see Aston Martin challenging. As a Vettel fan, I do want to see him back up there and see if he's still got it, because it has been it will be the best part of 3 years since he properly challenged Hamilton, and he might be in for a good season next season. If not, then I feel if he doesn't do it next season, then he might not get another good chance at it. But yeah, definitely want to see that rivalry again.
Yeah, for me, I think next year is going to be all about the midfield battle. Well, top of midfield between McLaren, Aston Martin, Red Bull will be second, and Ferrari, because I'll be really excited to see if Ferrari have sorted out their power unit next year. So yeah, I think the battle for third place, and even Renault the next year, will be more interesting than it has been for a while. So yeah, but at the top, I think it's going to be Mercedes again, then Red Bull. But third place is the one to look out for, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the top two are probably going to stay the same, but hopefully, again, we'll get treated to a really good midfield battle. And if Ferrari can sort some of their problems out, then we could possibly have 3 or 4 teams even going for that third position spot. So hopefully it stays really tight in the midfield. And with that, we'll leave you. You wanted shorter videos, we're giving you shorter videos. Thanks to everyone for watching, and for everyone that's previously been watching and supporting our channel. The season is over, but we've still got a lot of content on the way. Next week, we're talking to a mechanic from AlphaTauri and how he got to his role. So that should be really interesting. If you do like our content and you want to see more, we've got a lot coming. So do please hit the subscribe and notification bell. But that's all for now. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.